time. Mark Namaswa, KTN News.
All right, now let's talk to our Kakamega reporter, that is Willie Lusige, just to tell us what residents of Kakamega are saying. Lusige, good morning. Are residents of Kakamega County ready for the census exercise that actually begins tomorrow?
Good morning, Brenda. Yes, indeed, all the preparations have been completed as a result of the commencement of this year's census, which is known as the Housing and Population Census for 2019, and the preparations have been completed. We have seen enumerators and even supervisors being trained and given the best gadgets that they need to continue with this process. But one concern that has really affected the people of Western is the order by the CS of Interior, Fred Matiang'i, that all local joints that sell alcohol should be closed by 5 p.m. to allow alcohol boozers to go home and be counted. Those are some of the key issues that some of the residents will be talking here, but we'll start with some of them and get their clear picture. Kesho kuna census inaanza, labda umejitayarisha, uko sawa?
Kwa majina ni Joram Opote Omsoti. Mimi ni mkaaji wa Kakamega. Niko tayari kwa census ya kesho, na niambie tu wenzangu ambao wanakunywa tukupali makupali ya serikali wafunge kasi yao mapema ili wapatikane kwa nyumba haraka. Na kwangu nasema ya kwamba Mr. Matiang'i weke security ya kutosha ili wanapokuja kuanza kuhesabu watu wapatikane kwa wakati. Kwanza nikusie mahali passport pesa.
Tunauliza tu mambo ya census Haya, sawa, acha nizungumze na mwingine. Karibu sana. Naona umevaa tai la kupendeza. Maybe tupatie maoni yako kuhusiana na shughuli ya census. Uko tayari? Hapa ni nyumbani ama utakuwa unasafiri?
Asante. Mimi hapa ni nyumbani. Kwanza naitwa Rogers Wahisi na hapa ni nyumbani. Mimi Kakamega ni nyumbani, mkaaji wa hapa. Hata ukisoma Biblia inasema watu walitoka kwao wakakuja kuhesabiwa. Hiyo ni haki kabisa. Lakini kuna sheria zingine ambazo mimi sikubaliani nazo. Mimi sio mlevi, lakini kuna starehe zingine ambazo wakati mwingine wanaanza saa 11 zinaenda mpaka saa 3. Kama mimi ni fan wa Arsenal, nikiangalia vizuri ninaona wakisema, wanasisitiza wakisema saa 11 kupate nyumbani. Mimi kwangu sikubaliani na hiyo. Ni kwa sababu mimi niko na bibi, na nikiwa na bibi niko na familia. Wakiingia kwa nyumba, bibi atasema niko na mume, na niko na mume ambaye ametoka ameenda mahala fulani. Na iwapo nitakuwa nimehesabiwa mahala penye nipo, ukiangalia sheria inasema ukiwa umehesabiwa, then wakati utakuwa kwa nyumba yako, wakija tena mara ya pili utasema mimi nilikuwa nishahesabiwa mara ya kwanza. Kwa hivyo sikubaliani na time, lakini kwa kuhesabu watu, mimi kwangu nasema tutukue na security ya kutosha, kwa sababu tena wahalifu watachukua nafasi ya kukuja kwa nyumba ikipita saa 4. Hata unaweza kujipata unafungulia wahalifu ukitarajia kwamba ni wale watu ambao wanakuja. Na hasa sana mimi nitaangalia upande wa security, ni kwa sababu ukiangalia kama area yetu hii, askari mmoja hata tozelesha kutembea na hao watu usiku mzima ama kufika saa 4 zenye wanasema.
Asante sana ndugu, acha nizungumze na mwingine kabla nizungumze na seneta. Tuambie jina lako, uko tayari? Unavyoonekana wewe ni mtu labda unakunywa chupa moja mbili, labda umeathirika?
Kwa majina ni Rajab Wesonga, nikiwa mkazi wa Nabakola Sub County, ward ya Ingotha Matia. Shughuli ya kuhesabiwa kwa watu, hizo habari nimezipokea, tumehamasishwa, na mimi kama Rajab niko tayari na jamii yangu tayari wamefika nyumbani, wametukagua, na ni watu ambao tunajua, kwa hivyo tuko tayari. Na nitatoa tu mwito kwa wanabodaboda. Mara nyingi huwa tunarudisha serikali nyuma. Jambo likitangazwa la kujumuishwa, sisi wote tunabaki nyuma. Please, tujaribu kadri ya uwezo wetu, tufunge kazi mapema ili tuwe nyumbani tuhesabiwe. Na sehemu ya kufunga mabaa, hiyo wametufinya kidogo. Vile vile mambo na sport pesa, Matiang'i hapana.
Atuzungumzi mambo ya sport pesa hapa. Let me, Brenda, as I finish, let me speak to the Senator of Kakamega, Cleophas Malala. Kindly move closer. We have seen the biggest concern that the residents of Western have is in regard to security. We have seen the killings in Matungu. Maybe people are still fearing that this might be an opportunity where people and goons might take it to harm the locals. As one of the key stakeholders in this process, maybe have you put measures in place to make sure that everyone is safe from that 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. when the census will be conducted?
Yeah, thank you so much, Lusigi. I think as a county leadership, we've engaged the security committee, and I want to believe that we have put enough security measures to ensure that there is enough security between 24th and 31st. And I want to urge my people of Kakamega that this exercise is a very serious exercise. Let us not dilute it with issues of maybe going to the bar, leaving the bar at 5 p.m. I think these are sacrifices our people should be educated on, that this census is not just counting, but it's going to inform on how resources are going to be distributed in the future. And this is just an activity that is done once in 10 years. So I'd like to urge my people, even if you are a football fan, or you like going to drinking sprees in the evening, kindly sacrifice. It's only for one day. Go home, be counted, because this is going to shape the socio-economical trends in our region. Second, I think what we should be focusing on as a leadership is, I think we need to find an oversight body which will ensure that this process has integrity, because we have been informed that some leaders in some position are trying to influence this position so that their communities can be positioned in a privileged position in terms of numbers. And therefore, we would like to urge the people who are responsible in conducting census to do it with a lot of integrity, so that numbers are not cooked. Let us have real numbers, so that when we are distributing the resources in future, we have them in an equity way, in a manner which is very reasonable, to ensure that every community gets what it deserves.
And we have seen, Senator, you are one of those leaders who have been calling the residents of Western region, maybe who are living and working in some other areas, to come back home. Was your message taken? Because we have seen, actually, if you visit these transport points, you can see so many people traveling back. Do you think that is key, that everyone should go back from where he comes from?
I think this emanates biblically. It is even written in the Bible that when census is done, it's good for you to be counted home. Because when you are counted in Kakamega, it is that number that we shall get in Kakamega that will inform the resources that we'll get here in Kakamega. So if you are a Luya and you stay in Kajiado, don't be counted in Kajiado, come back home, be counted at home, so that we can get the numbers that will decide what resources we shall get in the future.
Thank you so much, Senator. That is Cleophas Malala, the Senator of Kakamega, and also the residents here raising their concern and their effort in making sure that the 2019 census is a success. And apart from that, we have seen many of them are concerned about security, but even those ones who drink alcohol, they're saying it's okay for them to be sober for the next 1 week, because the census will begin on 24th of August, which is tomorrow, and will continue until 31st of August, which is the end of this month, and the process will begin at 5 p.m., actually 6 p.m. all the way to 9 p.m., Brenda.
All right, thank you so much, Willie Lusige, for that interview with Senator Malala, and also talking to the residents of Kakamega County. But on the same note, the country usually conducts a census after every 10 years, which has been consistent since August of 1969. In the last census, including that of 2009, collected data was handwritten. 10 years later, what has changed? How different will the 2019 census be from the 2009 one? Caroline B tells us the contrasting details of the two enumerations.
From 24th of August till 31st of August, Kenya will conduct the 6th census since independence and the 8th one in the country's history. Previous censuses were done in 1948, 1962, 1969, 1979, 1989, 1999 and 2009. With the advancement of technology and evolving times, it is expected that the 2009 and the 2019 census differ in several ways. In 2009, census information was collected through questionnaires, and a software would then be used to automatically read the written responses on the forms. This year, the process will be paperless. Data will be collected electronically through a tablet computer, which already has questions loaded into it. The information will then be transmitted to a central database. The cost of the 2009 census amounted to 8.4 billion shillings. Of this, 5 billion shillings was paid to census personnel. This year's census costs 18.5 billion shillings. Treasury CS Ukuri Yatani reveals how the money will be used.
In carrying out the cartographic mapping exercise, which was done 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, over 3 billion was used. In the area of publicity and advocacy, about 500 million was used. In the conduct of the pilot census, about 118 million was used, while the main enumeration area that will be taking place will cost us about 10 billion. ICT equipment and softwares will consume also another 3 billion. During the analysis and dissemination, we'll also need about 200 million for the exercise. It's important to know that the biggest proportion of the budget goes towards emolument of the census personnel.
Interior Cabinet Secretary Dr. Fred Matiang'i has ordered the closure of bars from 5 p.m. to 6 a.m. on Saturday and Sunday to allow for census to be carried out at those hours. In 2009, then Security Minister Professor George Saitoti directed the closure of all bars and entertainment joints from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. as census was done during the day. Back in 2009, citizens were asked to identify themselves as male or female. But this year, an additional gender has been included, that of intersex persons. Some of the challenges that affected the 2009 census included insecurity, enumeration of pastoralists, and the 2007-2008 post-election violence that disrupted activities. It took 6 months to compile data in 2009, but with the use of technology this year, to ease identification, census officials will have a badge, orange and maroon reflector jackets bearing government, Kenya National Bureau of Statistics and Census logos. Once counting in a household is done, officials will write a number at the door or in a visible place of the house. Caroline B., KTN News.
All right, so yesterday, Interior Cabinet Secretary Dr. Fred Matiang'i said that all bars will be closed and all Kenyans are expected at their homes at least by 6 p.m. so that they can be counted. But what happens to security guards who man different buildings, your estate, I mean, where you stay? Will they be counted? Will they not be counted? And does the government put enough security measures to ensure that during the census exercise, every Kenyan is secure? I'd like us to talk to Isaac Andabwa, who's the National General Secretary of the Kenya National Private Security Workers Union, just to talk to us about, when it comes to, security guards who will be manning different estates during this census exercise, will they be counted? Mr. Ndabwa, thank you so much for talking to us here on KTN News Center. First things first, the government says that every Kenyan will be counted, but yet we know that some of your members will be working.
Yeah, I'm in support of the idea of Dr. Matiang'i because, as you know, the issue of census is not only to be left to the government, but every Kenyan citizen has a responsibility to be at the right place during that particular exercise. Now, what I'm trying to say, I have written a letter to the Ministry of Interior and IG to tell them my members also happen to be on duty in the night during when the same is taking place. So I have requested the employers and the members at large to strategically be at the right place during that exercise. And I've also requested the employers to do some adjustments in terms of those guards who are supposed to be on duty during the night of 24th and 25th. The management has all that which requires to do adjustment in terms of delaying the night shift guards to report maybe 2-3 hours later. But so long as we are going to act in a formula to make sure that everything is in order, nobody should be worried about the issue of the insecurity. Because this is a very serious exercise. It will determine in terms of not only allocation of resources, but in terms of even the distribution of jobs to Kenyans, and actually to know exactly what number is Kenyans.
All right, Mr. Andabwa, I mean, you're saying that you have requested some employers to ensure that the security guards are also counted. But we're looking at a situation whereby some of the security guards will be manning different, homesteads, estates or apartments, rather. Some of them work in shift. They get into work in the morning, they leave at night. The ones who at night work the entire night, they leave in the morning. So what plans is your union going to do to ensure that everyone is counted, the ones who work during the day shift and the ones who work at night?
I think our focus should be on those guards who are working on the night shift. That is on 24th and the 26th. What we are saying, I will talk to the Minister of Interior and also the IG, because they follow under the same ministry. We have said the schedules will be adjusted by the supervisors so that they give time to those guards who will be reporting in the night of 24th and 25th. It is not a big issue. It's just about those guards of night shift to delay a bit for around 2 hours or 3 hours. Then after which they have been counted, then they proceed to the place of assignment. Whereas those ones who work in the day will be coming back to the houses to be counted. So that's what we are saying.
Sandapwa, and let's look at matter security, because the government has said that, I've actually recalled back some of the security officers who are on duty to come back and also, ensure that they provide security during this census period. Do you think the government has put enough security measures in place to ensure that every Kenyan is safe? And also, even for your security guards, what measures have you taken to ensure that they're also safe during this time?
The initiative that the government is talking about is just that the business will continue as normal. And I'm sure those ones who have been assigned to complement the National Security Service or the police are those ones who are on off duty, those ones who are on the leave from my side. But there's no big deal, I'm saying. It is just a adjustment of what the schedule. Those ones who are reporting in the night and those ones who are reporting in the day. But all the things, security has been lapses will not be there. Everything is in order, and all Kenyans they must remain in the houses during that particular time to be counted. And I'm saying private cars are part of the Kenyans we are talking about. So that exercise is very much vital, very important to all of us, not just the government. Even the Kenyans and the Kenyan population, they are supposed to assist the government to avail themselves at the right place, so as to make this exercise succeed.
All right, thank you so much, Isaac Ndabwa, who is the Secretary General of the Security Companies Union. Now, let's hear now from our reporter, Ibrahim Karanja, who's located in Nyeri, just to tell us what residents of Nyeri are saying. Karanja, good morning. Let's talk about matter security. Probably how many security officers have been deployed in Nyeri? Are residents ready also for this exercise?
Well, good morning, Brenda. A contingent of security officers, as was communicated by Regional Commissioner Wilfred Nyagwangwa early this week, will be deployed for this particular exercise that begins tomorrow evening. And residents, of course, as you are saying, have their own concerns and their own comments about this particular exercise that happens once every 10 years. The last having been done in 2009, and this one in particular being a little bit special, given that it will be done using biometric gadgets, that is electronic gadgets, and also using or recognizing a different gender, that is the intersex group. So residents in this particular town have their own comments. I'm speaking to taxi drivers in this particular area in Nyeri town to get to know what their opinion is, what they expect from this very important exercise, and perhaps whether they think their businesses will be affected. Of course, that declaration to have bars closed as from 5 p.m. Of course, may have that ripple effect to the businesses, of course, of the taxi drivers. Quickly, of them. Nieleze jina lako alafu kwa haraka sana nieleze maoni yako kuhusu hesabu ya watu ama sensa ambayo itakuwa ikianza kesho. Pengine unahisi kwamba kiusalama kwako wakati ambapo hesabu itakuwa inafanyika wakati wa usiku, usalama iko vipi?
Kwa majina naitwa Dewa Mridhi. Sasa ni muhimu. Juu muhimu inahitajika ili serikali ipage mambo yake. Kwa usalama tuogopi juu watakuwa na budgets, tutaupo watakuwa na budgets. Watakuwa na wazee wa vijiji. Ile hatutaki ni ikifika saa 3 juu Matia ngisema baa zifungwe kutoka 6 saa 12. Sasa hatuoni nini itawaleta ikifikia saa 3 ama saa 4 ama saa 5. Wakija hatutawafungulia juu tutakuwa nyumbani mapema. Kwa hivyo ana kitu ya kuwaleta ati usiku wa 8 huko. Na kitu kingine tunataka kuambia Matia nyingi kitu ame-exaggerate sana. Imefanywa kutoka independence. Sasa kusema ati tufuge biashara. Tunaona hiyo ame-exaggerate sana, lakini sasa tutacomply tu.
Kwa hiyo unahisi kwamba pengine imechukuliwa kwa njia ni kama imetiliwa mkazo zaidi, lakini wanasema kwamba umuhimu wa sensa pia ni kusaidia serikali kuweza kupata hesabu ya watu na pia kufanya katika mgao wa fedha. Kama mkazi unahisi kwamba kuna huo umuhimu, kuna umuhimu wa kuchukua sensa, na wewe mwenyewe unaelewa pengine sensa inafanywa kwa nini?
Kuna umuhimu hiyo, tunaelewa, inasaidia sana serikali kupanga mambo yake, na tunaisupport. Ingawa mambo ya development hatuyonagi sana, sasa tunashindwa kweli, wanatumia hizi figures kupanga mambo.
Naomba nikuhusishe pia karibia, alafu nieleze, kuna wito ambao umekuwa ukitolewa haswa na viongozi wa kisiasa. Tumeona hapa katika eneo hili wabunge, gavana wakitoa wito, na pia katika maeneo tofauti nchini, kwamba wakazi kutoka maeneo yao warejee nyumbani kuhesabiwa nyumbani. Wewe unahisi kama hiyo ni sawa, ama mtu tu ahesabiwe popote ambapo alipo?
Kwanza kabisa hiyo sana sana inakonga political, juu hawa politicians wanataka ndio nikihesabiwa hapa itakuwa pesa nyingi inaletwa hapa, kwa sababu population hapa itakuwa inaonekana ni nyingi. Na sasa ile where the census inakaa kidogo inapoteza mwelekeo, wakituambia ati watahesabu hata mifugo. I believe hiyo ni department ingine ya livestock, hiyo si ya planning. Kwa hivyo ni kama at some point kuna kwingine wanaenda wanapoteza mwelekeo, tena wanaihype sana ati biashara zifungwe, sijui watu waende nyumbani mapema. I believe mtu anaweza hesabiwa anywhere, juu haita change the number. Yeah.
As a person who's been here for seen of course census tofauti ambazo zimefanyika, unahisi kama pengine tofauti kuu ambayo imefanyika kati ya sensa hii ambayo inafanyika mwaka 2019 na mwaka 2009 na mwaka 1999, tofauti haswa ni ipi? Alafu pia naomba nikurekebishe kidogo kuhusu hesabu ya mifugo, haitakuwa ikifanyika, ila tofauti ambayo imefanyika ya sensa itakuwa ni ipi haswa?
Right now sioni tofauti yoyote, but unless sasa vile tunaona mabadiliko ya kisiasa ndio inaweza kuwa inaleta differences kidogo tu. Juu kitambo hatukuwa tunaambiwa mtu arudi kwao sana, hawakuwa nasisitiza sana mtu arudi kwao ahesabiwe kwao, but now that they have learned that kuna hiyo ukihesabiwa kwenu pesa nyingi ndio itakuja, hapo ndio sasa tofauti tunaona kidogo.
Kuna jambo ambalo linaibuka, na bila shaka si jambo ambalo pengine linakuhusu moja kwa moja kama dereva wa taxi hapa ama mtu ambaye yuko katika sekta ya uchukuzi, lakini jambo ambalo linaibuka pia ni kuhusu wafanyakazi ambao watakuwa wakifanya kazi usiku wa Jumamosi na Jumapili, wakati ambapo hesabu itakuwa ikiendelea. Mfano ni kama security guards ambao watakuwa wakifanya kazi usiku. Pengine unahisi kama sensa hii itakuwa imewa accommodate wote?
Sana it won't accommodate everyone, since kama sisi tutakuwa as much as that we will be with our families at home, pia inatuharibia biashara kidogo, juu we normally work mostly at night, ama services zetu sana zinakuanga usiku, lakini pia night guards they should also be considered, kwa sababu mtu akikosa kuenda kazi hiyo siku pia itakuwa ni shida kwake pia.
Thank you so much. Well, Brenda, you have heard the sentiments of two of the taxi drivers here in Nyeri town. Of course, lots of information and misinformation in regards to this particular exercise that happens tomorrow. Clearly, not enough has been done in terms of educating the public to really understand what exactly this particular exercise contains. But anyway, we shall also perhaps seek to find out from religious leaders, because I have seen on social media some people sending memes on social media saying that indeed people should travel to their hometowns, giving reference to some of Bible verses. But really, isn't important to really travel back home, as some of the political leaders are calling? We shall seek to find out from religious leaders and what the expectation of the church is later in this particular bulletin, Brenda. But as of now, I bring it back to you in studio.
Thank you so much, Ibrahim Karanja. And I know, Ibrahim, you know that people wondering, when you travel, what time will you be counted? Will you be counted at night or during the day? Thank you so much, Ibrahim Karanja, for that detailed report. Allow me to take a short breather here on KTN News Center, but we still have a lot live.